Hello my friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey with Teaching Online with Kelsey. So if this is your first time seeing me, please make sure it's not the last by hitting that red subscription button and the bell down below so that you're notified of new videos on my channel every week. And if you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up because it does support me in this channel. And if after this video you have any questions for me or any comments that you want to add on to the topic that we're going to be talking about today, please leave a comment down below. I love having these discussions with you. I love hearing your thoughts and opinions, and I just appreciate your support overall. And some of the things that I'm going to be talking about in my video today, more information and more links and free templates, free stuff. Who doesn't like free stuff? It's all going to be down below in my description box. There's going to be so many links, so many freebies. I don't know if any of you all have checked that out before, but it's there. What we're going to talk about, it's all there in the description box. So you should totally check it out. So as you may have guessed by the title of this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of my tips and tricks that I have learned being an online teacher for about 4 years now. So I've been on this rodeo since 2019 when I first started out as a VIP kid teacher. And let's just say, very, very different time back then, even just 4 years ago, and how naive I was in terms of how to be an online teacher and what all that really looks like. And the fact of the matter is, you're probably watching this video because you aspire to be an online teacher, but you want to make sure that you work smarter, not harder. And you probably have already watched other online teachers with their tips and tricks in being a successful online teacher. And for my channel specifically, I want to make sure that you work smarter and not harder, because definitely in my experience, I definitely did not work smarter. I most definitely worked a lot harder than I needed to do. So this video is going to be for you so that way you work smarter rather than harder. Here's the first tip I'm going to share with you. So when I first started out as a VIP kid teacher, I spent over $100 on like the perfect like teaching background. Like I went to Dollar Tree and literally spent $100 on like a piece of cardboard and all these different letterings and stickers and props and all these different things that are most definitely not what I'm using these days. And I was too cheap and didn't buy like a proper ring light. So I just bought like these 5 bendable lamp things at Walmart, and like VIP Kid just kept like dinging me every time because they were like,
your lighting is like terrible.
To be honest, yes, they're correct. My lighting was absolutely awful. But here's the thing. Here's what I'm sharing with you now. Especially if you're wanting to teach on a platform like ALLSCHOOL or ALLSCHOOL, or if you're wanting to teach independently online, please don't worry about like spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on just a really nice background or, you know, anything like that. Just as long as you have a clean, quiet, and safe space to have your classes in, that's usually going to be good. You know, it's going to be good enough for the kids. The kids are not really going to care what's in your background. Obviously, if you want to add some stylistic touches, you can. And I know a lot of you that have seen a lot of my earlier videos with my background that I had at my previous house, a lot of you loved that. And there is a part of me that like kind of still misses that just a little, just because my husband made that for one of my birthday presents one year. And it was really beautiful and I enjoyed it. And so just, I'm not saying this is bad, what I got going on here. It's just, obviously it's different and I like the natural lighting. But speaking of lighting, if anything I would invest in when you're starting out as an online teacher, please get a proper ring light. And if you only can do like the $10 ring light, like on Amazon or Target, that's fine. You can at least do that to start off with, but I definitely would invest even just like a $20, $30 ring light, just so there's proper lighting when you are teaching your classes online, because lighting does make a huge difference in terms of the kids being able to see your face. Now, the second tip is actually a free template that I have down below in the description box which I don't know how many of you actually know that I actually created like a 6 months to being a full-time online teacher guide that comes with free templates on what you should write to parents if you have low enrollments, either on ALLSCHOOL or ALLSCHOOL, and whether you want to move forward with the class or not, or if you have to cancel class for any reason whatsoever. There's a template like that. All you have to basically do for those templates is copy and paste, and obviously modify it to, you know, your name, whatever the circumstance is for the situation. Like, obviously it's gonna be pretty obvious where you have to edit with your own flair, but it's basically copy and paste and then send to the parents. Because with this template and this guideline down below in the description, the point that I'm trying to say here is when you are an online teacher, you want to save as much time as possible. I could not tell you when I first started out as an online teacher how much time I had to spend on so much stuff. It included online planning, it included shopping for props, it included, you know, what I should write for parents for certain circumstances, and if I have to write the same letter to multiple parents. Specific example that I'm going to share is when I would have deaths in the family, and I had a lot of classes that I was teaching that week when all these deaths were happening, that I had to send a message to every single parent on ALLSCHOOL explaining to them, hey, my grandmother died, or, you know, like, I mean, both of my grandmothers died in the same year. So, it was for both circumstances that I had to email a lot of parents back explaining the whole thing. And it was a lot of writing. And that's what those templates are there for. So that way you just copy and paste and you just save like 10, 15 minutes, maybe even longer. I don't know. Sometimes I have ADHD and I just stare at the screen and then I just can't think straight and I just don't know what I should do next. Maybe I should do like a whole thing about like online teacher procrastination, because that's the thing. That's a tip number 3, at least for me, because I am an online teacher procrastinator. Now, I have aspirations of like being able to post every day and do all these beautiful TikToks and reels and shorts and all these things and related to my business. But there are just some weeks that the best that you're going to get out of me is like the videos every week on YouTube. And even then, when I was in the process of selling our old house, getting this house currently here, and all sorts of other craziness that has happened, you know, I couldn't even do YouTube videos. So I'm curious if you are kind of like an online teacher procrastinator and you're just like, I know I should be doing this, 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 and this, and I'm not. If that's you, can you let me know down below? Because I think if we as a community can just like relate to each other on that, that would be great. And that would also be really validating. But if you are an online teacher procrastinator, the best thing that you can do is to set goals for the week. And don't be extravagant about your goals. Okay, do not set out 15 goals like I'm gonna make a flex class, I'm gonna do a YouTube video, I'm gonna create this kind of class, and I'm gonna do this, like that is so overwhelming, whether you're part-time or full-time. That is too much. What you really want to do so that way you do not burn out, and burnout is real even in online teacher world, you want to set yourself up to have just a few tangible goals a week. Now, obviously, if you accomplish all those goals and you're able to do more, that's great. However, do not set that really high expectation for yourself every week. If all that you can do is make a YouTube video, if all you can do is create one class, if all you can do is just simply teach what you have for the week, that's also okay. Just know that there is space for however you want to picture your online teaching world, which does kind of lead right to point number 4. Online teaching is what you make it. There's so much adaptability and flexibility when it comes to being an online teacher. And I wish it was something that I had learned when I first started out. Because a lot of times when we look at other YouTubers who are also online teachers and we see, like, oh, I booked 50 classes in 1 week. Or I see, like I earned $10,000 a month. And you see like their schedules are just kind of outrageous. Now, I mean, I applaud those teachers that were able to really dedicate themselves and to earn that much money. However, if you're watching this, you want to work smarter, not harder. I don't personally recommend that you try to teach like 50 classes a week. What I would do instead is those few classes to be sure that you have a fair price point on those classes, especially for ALLSCHOOL and for your one-on-one independent teaching as well. You want to make sure that they are fairly priced so that way you still get what you earned, but without having to teach so many classes all at once. And it can be so hard to fall into the pit of like trying to aspire to be like other online teachers. When you become an online teacher, it's your own journey, and everyone's journey is going to be different. I know that my journey is going to be different than Teacher Kristen's. I know my journey is going to be different than Teacher Katie or Teacher Jenna or Teacher Melissa. Like those are just like some of my online teacher colleagues that I have done lives with and talked with, and probably you've probably seen their videos too. But like we all have different journeys. And we all have different goals, and we all have different ways of how we approach different things related to online teaching or passive income or YouTube content. We wear many hats. In case you haven't noticed about being an online teacher, we wear many hats for different things in terms of what we do as online teachers. But that doesn't mean that you have to wear many hats. Obviously, it's your journey. It's what you make of it. So if you're only able to do it part-time and you're like, I can only just do flex classes because I run an Etsy shop or I run a business or I have to make sure I homeschool my kids, that's okay. Like you don't have to be teaching full-time, to make a full-time income. Which that does kind of go into my next point. Now, when I first started this channel, I said, I quit my full-time job to teach on ALLSCHOOL full-time. Now, when you're an online teacher, like that doesn't necessarily mean, when I say full-time, that doesn't necessarily mean 40 hours a week. The idea for being an online teacher with that flexibility and adaptability is that you can teach as little or as much as you want. And either way, even if you teach like 2-3 classes, you could still earn, a hefty income. I mean, the possibilities are endless when it comes to how much you can earn as an online teacher. So just so you know, you don't have to work 40 hours a week to earn a full-time income as an online teacher. There are many different resources that would only require just a few hours a day, sometimes just a few hours a week, just to get your monthly income. Which, speaking of income, it is generally a good idea if you can try to do some passive income streams. Now, does this mean the moment you set up these passive income streams, like Teachers Pay Teachers or Etsy, that you're just going to start earning money right away? No. If you had seen any of my Teachers Pay Teachers videos, like in terms of how much I've earned throughout the year and what I did to kind of like start growing my Teachers Pay Teachers store, it takes time. And for a lot of passive income streams, you usually have to like keep an eye on it and take care of it. It can't truly be passive income where you just create it and then you just forget about it. That's something that I wish I have known when I did start creating passive income opportunities, is realizing like if I have an email, if I have a course that I'm starting up, if I do have, free guides that I'm giving out, or if I'm selling a new product in my Teachers Pay Teachers store, I have to make sure I keep an eye on it so that way I know what's working and what's not working. Because there have been many opportunities that I said, I'm going to try this, this, this. And some things came to fruition and other things, I didn't see any income. I didn't see any interest. It just didn't happen. So realize that if you are wanting to do passive income, which if you're an online teacher and you already have resources that you're creating already, then utilize that on that opportunity. Just know the money's just not going to come instantaneously. Now, speaking of resources, now if you are starting out as an online teacher like today, so 2023 and beyond, you have a huge advantage in terms of how you can write your own lessons. Now, yes, I do have the 5-star online teacher course where I help you write your own lessons and help brainstorm your opportunities, but I'm a little afraid it's becoming irrelevant because of where ChatGPT exists and where you can just simply type in on the title, hey, write me a lesson related to whatever, like medieval Renaissance, for kids 9 and up. And ChatGPT can do that for you. Is it perfect? No, not by any means. You would still have to adjust it. But this whole idea of you sitting there and like brainstorming, being like,
what kind of lesson should I type?
Like, ChatGPT can do that for you. And so, not that I'm saying that, what I have to offer is irrelevant, but at the same time, if you have an opportunity where you do feel stuck, you can work smarter by using my 5-star online teacher course or using ChatGPT to give you ideas on what type of classes you can teach, either independently or on a platform like ALLSCHOOL or ALLSCHOOL. Now, here's the thing. I know many of you, if you stayed into the end, many of you really, really appreciate my honesty. So I sincerely hope that what I have shared with you in this video has given you, I love being transparent. I love being honest with you all. And I think that's a reason why a lot of you like to stay on my channel, is because of, I'm just like real in my videos and you appreciate that honesty. So if anything that I've shared in this video I have missed out on, or if you're already like an online teacher or you've been an online teacher for a while and you have other tips to add on, please share, okay? Share in the comments because I want to hear it. I want to have a discussion. And I feel like if we share that within our community in the comments, that those that are new to online teaching, we can also validate, different feelings, and we can also help out new online teachers out by saying, okay, these are tips that you can implement. We want to help you out. And I love helping you guys out, and I love helping new teachers out. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.